Meditation. Children on the country road. I could hear the carts driving past the garden fence. Sometimes I even caught sight of them through the gently shifting gaps in the foliage, how the wood of their spokes and shafts creaked in the summer heat. Laborers were coming in from the fields and laughing so that it was a scandal. I was sitting on our little swing, just having a rest among the trees in my parents' garden. Beyond the fence there was never a pause. Children running by were passed in a moment. Harvest wagons with men and women perched on the sheaves, and round them darkened the flower beds. Towards evening I saw a gentleman with a walking stick out for a stroll, and a party of girls coming arm in arm the other way stepped aside into the grass as they greeted him. Then birds flew up like a shower of sparks. I followed them with my eyes and saw how they rose in a single breath until they seemed no longer to be rising but I to be falling. And holding fast to the ropes, I began to swing a little out of faintness. Soon I was swinging more strongly as the air grew cooler, and in place of the flying birds, trembling stars appeared. I was given my supper by candlelight. Often I had both my arms on the wooden board, and I was already weary as I bit into my bread and butter. The wide mesh curtains billowed in the warm wind, and now and then someone going by outside would hold them fast with both hands if he wanted to see me better and speak to me. Usually the candle soon went out, and the midges which had gathered went on circling for a while in the dark candle smoke. If someone asked me something from the window, I would look at him as if I were staring at the mountains or into thin air. Not that he much cared about an answer anyway. But if one of them jumped over the windowsill and announced that the others were waiting in front of the house, then indeed I did get up with a sigh. Come on now, what are you sighing for? Whatever's happened. Is it some specially awful, fatal disaster? Shan't we ever be able to get over it? Can really all be lost? Nothing was lost. We ran out to the front of the house. Thank heavens, there you are at last. You're always late. Why pick on me? Because it's always you. Stay at home if you don't want to come. No mercy. What? No mercy? What kind of talk is that? We plunged into the evening head first. There was no daytime and no nighttime. Now our jacket buttons were clicking against one another like teeth. Now we kept a steady distance between us as we ran, breathing fire like tropical beasts, like cuirassiers in ancient wars. Stamping and leaping high, we chased one another down the short village street and then carried by our legs. Up along the main country road, some of the party dropped off singly into the roadside ditch. Hardly had they vanished against the dark embankment when there they stood up on the field path like strangers looking down. Come on down. First you come up. So you can push us down? Not likely. We're not that stupid. You mean you're too scared? Come on up. Come on. Scared? Of you? Push down, will you? Some hope. We made our attack, got a push in the chest, and collapsed into the grassy ditch, falling of our own free will. Everything had the same mildness. We felt neither warmth nor chill in the grass, just weariness setting in. If you turned on your right side and put a hand under your ear, you felt like falling asleep, and yet you wanted to struggle to your feet again with your chin in the air, but only so as to fall into a deeper ditch. And you wanted to go on like that forever. What it might feel like to stretch right out, stretching your legs above all for a proper sleep in the final ditch, that was something you barely thought of as yet, as you lay on your back like an invalid, half inclined to tears. You blinked whenever one of the boys with his elbows tucked in leapt across you with his dark soles from the bank to the roadway. You could already see the moon quite high in the sky. In its light, a mail coach drove past. All around, a gentle breeze got up. Even in the ditch, you could feel it, and the forest nearby began to rustle, and you no longer wanted so much to be alone. Where have you got to? This way. Everyone collect. What are you hiding for? Don't be a fool. Don't you know the mail coach has gone by already? Oh no, gone already? Of course, it went past while you were asleep. Me asleep? What rubbish. Oh, shut up. Anyone can tell you were. No, honestly. Oh, come on. We kept closer now as we ran. Many of us held hands. We couldn't hold our heads up high enough, for now it went downhill. Someone whooped an Indian war cry. Our legs found a gallop as never before. The wind gave a lift to our hips as we sprang in the air. Nothing could have checked us. We were going so strongly that even when overtaking, we could fold our arms and look calmly around us. At the bridge over the mountain stream, we halted. Those who had run ahead came back. Below us, the water dashed against the stones and rocks as if it were not already late evening. There was no reason why one of us shouldn't jump on the parapet of the bridge. In the distance, a railway train emerged from behind a clump of trees. All the carriages were lit up, and no doubt the windows were down. One of us started to sing a popular song, but then we all wanted to sing. We sang much faster than the train was going. We swung our arms because our voices weren't enough. We got our voices into a scrum that delighted us. When you mix your voice with others, you are caught like a fish on a hook. So we sang, with the forest at our backs for the ears of the distant travelers. In the village, the grown-ups were still awake. Our mothers were preparing the beds for the night. Now it was time. I kissed the boy standing nearest me, just gave my hand to the next three, and set off on the way home. Nobody called me back. At the first crossroads where they could no longer see me, I turned off and ran by field paths back into the forest again. I was making for that town in the south of which it is said in our village, quote, "They're strange folk there. Just think, they never sleep. And why is that? Because they don't get tired. And why is that? Because they're fools. Don't fools get tired? How could fools get tired?"